Hi everyone. So welcome back to Rebirth TV. This is the Rebirth experience. We are currently launching. I am Stacy Benton. I am the one that is presenting the Rebirth A Gift Series. We are in part 1, which is conception. So I will encourage you, if this is your first time listening, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and energy in your healing process and your healing journey. So please go back and watch all the videos because I am doing 15-minute videos just to keep it simple, because there is a lot of dialogue. I want you to be able to immerse yourself into your own rebirth experience. And this is your transformational experience that you are going through. You're on a healing journey to heal from your complex trauma or your trauma that you may have experienced in your life. So the rebirth experience is part of that healing journey. Just another way for you to actually gain the knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding of what you went through, so you can now transform those experiences into power, so that you can now be empowered and go through your experience of transcendence, so that you can now move on to your purpose. So that's just a little bit, just a little introduction there. We are in part 1, which is conception. Again, this is Rebirth Media Network. And we were just discussing on the previous video just how you may be feeling going through this journey of healing and restoration. And one of my main goals is to be transparent, to be uplifting and motivational to you, to be inspirational, because I know that you're dealing with some heavy situations. And one of the aspects of the rebirth experience is to understand what happens in the beginning. Where did you find that something was different? Something happened in your life. You can be aware of it, like vividly. You can remember the traumatic event. Or you may have suppressed a lot of it just to get through life, just to get to the next day. So part of the rebirth experience and the Rebirth A Gift series is to pull back the layers so that you can begin your healing journey and also continue your journey so that you can move forward in your life. And so you're probably wondering, like, okay, so how all of this connects? One way that this connects is that Rebirth Media Network was created because one of my passions is business. I am an entrepreneur, writer, speaker. I have a published novel. I've been in the business industry for several years, over 10 years. I also have a marketing specialization. I have a bachelor's in marketing. So my background is business, which is definitely one of my passions. The other passion is helping others. And I enjoy helping one of my really industries that I have worked in forever is, or you could say in a field, is sales. So I've been a sales professional for many, many years. And one of the things that I learned through my experience is that, first of all, anyone that's working in any type of sales, any type of company, and you are a sales professional, my hat's off to you, because I know that that's a very challenging field. And but it definitely works great with someone that has entrepreneurial ventures, ideas, mindset, sales and entrepreneurship goes hand in hand. However, as I worked as a sales professional, I always thought that I really enjoyed helping others. Like that's just a passion. I like to see people excel, do well, grow, develop. I just really enjoy when people are doing well and they are operating at their optimum level. So one of the things that I really began to experience in my own life is that there were some blockages that I could not get past. There were some blockages that I started to notice, even though I was a very motivated person, always motivated, tenacious, resilience. It's like no matter how much inner motivation I had, there was a block. It was like a stagnation that I could not get past. And I really thought I knew my background. A little bit is that I was in foster care. I was adopted into a home that was highly abusive. And then it just went on from there. It's like the experience was so traumatic in my last foster home that I think that it just spilled over into, well, it did. It spilled over into every other area of my life. But despite that, I just had a deep desire to be successful or to succeed. However, I kept seeing that there's roadblocks. It's like, oh my gosh, like I can't get past this. There was a lot of things that I was experiencing that I did not connect to. I did not connect the dots to my trauma that I experienced as a child and within my childhood. So I went on this journey of perfectionism, just thinking that, okay, if I just do this, if I do that, if I graduate, if I do well in school, if I just be the best parent that I could be, if I just be the best sales professional I could be, then this will all go away. Unfortunately, it didn't. And I found myself in a breaking point. And my breaking point happened. Well, my story is very interesting, but I'm gonna actually stick to this. My breaking point, I remember, happened after the birth of my one of my children, and that breaking point came in a place of where I wasn't expecting it, to be honest, because I've always been strong, very strong-willed, very focused person, very tenacious person, a fighter, not only for myself, but I'm an advocate for others. But for some reason, this experience left me in a state of confusion and frustration. And the pain and the agony that I felt in my childhood just seemed to just blow up in my face. And I couldn't run from it anymore. But this was all subconscious. I didn't think that I was running from anything or suppressing anything. All I knew is that I wasn't really hitting the mark. Even though I was succeeding in some areas, there was areas where I just could not push forward or push past to get to the next level. And this was very perplexing to me because I'm a no excuse type of person. Like I'm going to get it done by all means necessary. Like we have to figure it out. But I could not move past this. And so it's like the mighty creator, which for me is God, sat me down and I could not run anymore. Like I could not function anymore the way that I was. And I could remember like a childhood event that happened like vividly, where I was standing in the middle of the highway, and this is one of the events that happened at my adopted parents' home. And I was forced to stand in the middle of the highway at the age of around 9. I probably between 9 and 11. And it was like a very busy highway. And during that time, I was thinking to myself, and now I'm a little girl. I was absolutely frightened. Like if I would have just slipped and fell, like, stumbled over, like, how the 2 yellow lanes and then you have the 2 strips that's between the lanes. I was right there. I was forced to stand right there. So if I would have just teetered over just a little bit while a car was coming, that would have been the end of my life. But thankfully, I remember that the sun was just shining. It was just a beautiful day, but I could feel the wind of the cars just coming by fast. They were like, get out the middle of the road, get out the highway. Like, why is this little girl standing in the middle of the highway? Like, looking very shocked. And all I can remember is just closing my eyes and just clenching really, really hard. And I was just thinking that I cannot die here. Like, I got to get past this. This cannot happen. I remember there was a diesel truck coming. It was a huge diesel truck. And when that truck came, he hit on his brake, like, really, really hard. And stopped. And that's what I was finally allowed to get out of the road. So this was just one vivid experience that I had as a child. And this was part of my conception. This was part of where my trauma began. And I never really connected. Now, this is just one of the experiences that I experienced personally. But not knowing as a child that really shifted my whole identity and my whole understanding, the fullness of my own complex trauma as a child, that really just shifted me subconsciously. But as I got older and when I had that break-in period, it was like I was experiencing that childhood experience all over again. That nobody's going to come help me. There's no one there to help me. Nobody wants to help me. So I could just remember thinking that you have to deal with this within yourself. You have to figure it out yourself. This is something you have to deal with. And even though I reached out, like I would try to reach out or express my experiences, but everyone, now this is just one of my traumatic experiences. Again, I have a history of trauma. That's why I'm a trauma expert. From personal experience, when I say expert, it's from my own experiences. And so because of my desire to really help others, as I started to go through my own journey to healing and recovery at this kind of stage in my life, after I kept hitting like a glass ceiling, that's what it felt like. It was like I could not get past this. But I knew that there is more to my existence, more to my life. And that's when I was forced to sit down and really pull back the layers. And it was the most exhausting, psychologically, physically exhausting experiences that I ever had. And so that's why I know what you are experiencing. It's because, and you may not have the strength right now to get through it. You may not have the strength to move past the trauma by yourself. Or you may want just more assistance, more guidance, more just not feeling like you're alone. So the rebirth experience, a huge aspect of this concept and this launch for the Rebirth A Gift Series is to help you through the journey. So as I went through my own healing process, life became more meaningful. Not only just physically, like, your house, your home, but mostly I saw a significant experience, profound difference in my spiritual growth and awareness of myself and who I am after I was able to heal and get past my own trauma as a child. And I will stop there on this video, but I just wanted to share that experience. And I hope you guys come back. Part 1, conception.